Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to talk about narcissists and like the way that they think. And I just want to do a video about black and white thinking. I know y'all probably heard about this. And it's basically just how the narcissists think and why they make it leads to them making the decisions that they make. I want to actually pull up an article about it here. So I'm going to be reading this article today because it's really interesting, something that I found online. So just give me a second to pull this up. So the first thing I see right here is splitting, also called black and white thinking, or all or nothing. It's interesting, these images that they have right here. So from what I'm getting from it, it just lets you know that narcissists have a way of thinking it's my way or no way at all, So I'm going to go down and actually pull up this splitting psychology from Wikipedia, this article, because I like Wikipedia. So let me pull this up. Okay, so what came up here, I'm going to start reading right here, if y'all can see this. So this pretty much goes into detail, like I said, about narcissists, just thinking about like the way that they think, and why they're so hypocritical and things of that nature. And just give me 1 second. I got to plug my computer in on the charger because it's going to die soon. Okay, so right here, it says splitting, also called black and white thinking, or all or nothing thinking, is the failure in a person's thinking to bring together the dichotomy, I think I pronounced that wrong, guys, but of both positive and negative qualities of the self and others in a cohesive, realistic whole. It's a common defense mechanism. Narcissists have tons and tons and tons of defense mechanisms. That's why it's just so hard to deal with them. It's just so complicated. But so it is a defense mechanism. So it lets you know that they think in ways that works for them, if it's good for them. So it says the individual tends to think in extremes. Okay, so no wonder it's a thin line between love and hate. When you're with a narcissist, you may have issues and obviously within a relationship, but when a relationship is over, they treat you like you're in World War II. It's a shame how they treat people that they know. They use all of your weaknesses, being a kind person, and they are at war with you, slashing tires, literally causing so much havoc to your life because they look at you as an enemy now. And that's what this article says. The individual tends to think in extremes. So that's very extreme to really try to hurt someone just because you're not in a relationship with them anymore. You could just move on and just, sometimes things don't work out, but they don't, just their motivation to really, to really hurt someone. It's just, they just take it really, really too far. So, right here in the IE, it says the individual's actions and motivations are all good or all bad with no middle ground. That again proves my point. In a divorce or in a custody battle, they really try to destroy you. They really try to destroy you. They lie, they cheat, they do whatever they have to do or feel as though they have to do just to win. They have all these strategies to destroy you. And especially if kids are in the middle, no wonder it's that, your kid is getting help. Say your kid has some type of disorders like ADHD. They have tons of medicines for ADHD, right? So the narcissist will justify why your kid doesn't need ADHD medicine. Maybe they'll say, oh, they're having side effects, too many side effects. So they don't want your kid to take the medicine, really. They feel like they don't want them to take it because they're against you. Either it's going to be good for them or is it going to be bad for them. So they'll convince people they're working against you. They're in opposition with you. And they're hypocrites because maybe they're someone that had that disorder, ADHD, when they were kids, but they would never tell you that, so it's important to know their background. They were probably had conduct issues in school themselves, but they would hide all that stuff and be hypocritical and make you think that there's nothing wrong with the kid. And they know the whole time that they had these issues growing up during their childhood. They were in fights, were impulsive and behavior problems, but they would hold all of their information back. That's why it seems like you don't know much about their history. It seems like they hide so much, and it's just not fair because you have to dig deep and it takes years to find out who this person really is. You'll still find out stuff years and years later, even after the relationship is over. So they have black or white thinking. They are against whatever you're trying to do. I heard a story. Someone said their kid had bad reactions to the flu shot. So what would a narcissist do? If your kid has bad reactions to the flu shot, or the flu shot makes your kid sick, what would the narcissist do in that instance? I know you already know the narcissist is going to take the kid to get the flu shot, right? They're very sick. They're very wicked, guys. They're very evil. It's just so evil to put a kid, that you claim you love, that you fight for so hard, in the middle and hurt them like that. If the other parent is telling you something is going on and you go and do it anyway, because it's all or nothing for you. Their motivations come from them being eager to destroy their target. And this black and white thinking is just them in their crazy world. They live in a crazy, hypocritical, criticizing world. They don't want to be criticized. They don't want you to say anything about them because you don't know anything about them, right? You're not supposed to know anything about them. They're supposed to know everything about you, but you're supposed to know nothing about them. Meanwhile, if you leave them alone or if the relationship ends, they resort to stalking you everywhere, trying to gain information, all the dirty tactics that they use to try to destroy you, and a number of other things, gaslighting, twisting your perception of, or trying to make you not believe what happened really happened. Blame shifting, forcing all the blame on you because they don't want to go to jail. Narcissists really, a narcissist really wouldn't want to go to jail. And splitting, they're one way of thinking. What they say goes, they separate themselves from the situation. It says here, splitting was first described by Ronald Fairbairn in his formulation of object relations theories. It began in the inability of an infant to combine the fulfilling aspects of the parent, the good object, and their unresponsive aspects, the unsatisfying object, into the same individuals, instead of seeing good and bad as separate. Okay. So this function as they say it's a defense mechanism. So in relationships, let's see what they have to say. Okay. Splitting creates instability in relationships because, let me move that picture out the way. One person can be viewed as either personified virtue or personified vice at different times. So I'm guessing they said either the narcissist views you as their friend or their enemy. Either one. So this is why they are, it seems like they detach themselves when they're against you. It seems like it's a war, it's a battle. Like they never knew you and they fight you with so much negative energy. They lie, they cheat and do anything they have to do to win. So this splitting, also, another way to look at it is a very lazy way of thinking, a quick judgment, decisions, and assuming that the narcissist is right. So let me see here what it says. Depending on whether they gratify the subject's need or frustrate them. So that lets you know that pretty much means that they use this to justify their actions. So this, along with similar oscillations in the experience and appraisal of the self, leads to chaotic and unstable relationship patterns, identity diffusion. Yeah, they're separating themselves from the situation, and they're looking at it, it's either good or bad, no middle ground, no in between. And yeah, so, and mood swings. So they always, so this says it has something to do with mood swings. So no wonder they can it just seems like, again, they are high and low. Sometimes you don't hear from them, and then sometimes they're angry again, and they probably will start hoovering you if they're angry. So, or stalking you. And the therapeutic process can be greatly impeded by the oscillations, because the therapist too can come to be seen as all good or all bad. So they would look at their therapists as all good and all bad. I heard a lot of narcissists don't like to go to therapy, or if they do, they may do it for a reason that suits their own needs, to make the other person look bad, obviously, because they don't want to make you look good and that you're the one with the problem. So it's very hard to do therapy with them, because it's like a cycle of them deflecting everything, all of their actions, lying, trying to trick the therapist. And some professionals miss the fact, they don't really understand all this, because they're creating so much chaos. People, it's hard for people to see through the storm. It's hard for people to see or recognize anything, because the way the narcissist is putting all of these things out. So it's just really interesting, guys. Let me see here. To attempt to overcome the negative effects on treatment outcome, constant interpretations by the therapist are needed. So it's basically them trying to avoid any treatments, or they don't want to be looked at as a person that has issues. It's interesting how they can just separate themselves, how they have how can I say, they seem to know how people may look at them, and they don't want people to look at them as a bad person. So they do all of these things to make people's opinions change about them. They really are good at understanding what people may think about them, and that's their weakness. They seem to try to control, very controlling how other people view them. They don't want to be viewed as a bad person, so they start projecting their actions onto other people and flipping things and twisting them. So it's just all of their own selfish needs. So it goes on to say, splitting contributes to unstable relationships and intense emotional experiences. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of y'all can relate to that when it comes to narcissists. You what is going on? It's almost like they're bipolar or something. They're up and down. It may just be their minds just always just constantly changing. They really don't. They probably don't know why they're so up and down, but I'm thinking they do know, as far as when they're lying and just making the other person seem so bad. I think they are aware. I think it's kind of like waking up and going to work knowing that you're the supervisor, and you could be nice to everybody in there, make everybody have a good day, but you don't feel like being there, so you just start giving people a hard time just because the way you feel. You could go in there and make the day really great on people and have a good attitude, but you abusing your power, and you just, being rude to people for no reason. So it's a choice. It's a choice that they make, in my opinion. What's you guys' opinion of it? It says splitting is common during out of scene, but is regarded as Splitting has been noted, especially with persons diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Treatment strategies have developed for individuals and group based on dialectical behavior therapy and for couples. Therefore, also self-help books on related topics with mindfulness and emotional regulation that claim to be helpful for individuals who struggle with consequences of splitting. But the only problem with that, a narcissist wouldn't want to read anything or seek any help, to my understanding. They don't want to seek help. Let's go scroll down to talking about the narcissistic personality disorder. So, people matching the diagnosis criteria for narcissistic personality disorder also use splitting as a central defense mechanism. So this is mainly as a defense mechanism. Most often, narcissists do this as an attempt to stabilize their sense of self-positivity. So they want to look good in front of everybody. I knew it. They want to look good in front of everybody. So they kind of, in order to preserve their self-esteem, their ego, once again, their ego, they are making the other person seem bad. Okay. And by perceiving themselves as purely upright and admirable, and others who don't conform to their will or values as purely wicked or contemptible. Sorry about that. So you have to be on a narcissist side, or you're against them. That really ticks them off. It's just it's insane, guys. We knew this though, right? I know we knew this though. We knew that they wanted to have themselves perceived as purely and upright and admirable, while we look crazy, right? So this is very important because we all have been in in very serious situations, legal situations dealing with our kids' education and their health. And these individuals are splitting or have black and white thinking. So it's basically hurting us, and it's hurting our, possibly our children. These individuals are hypocrites. They don't want to be challenged about their beliefs or their thinking, but that's what we have to do. We have to challenge their beliefs or their thinking. They don't have much evidence to why they agree or disagree with something. It's just all game. They're con artists. It's all game. It's all talk. So we are going to have to we are going to have to provide evidence or research to the courts or to the school systems, if it's concerning our kids' education. We're going to have to do research. We're going to have to prove patterns of behaviors. Either you have to prove the narcissist pattern of behavior, or, you have to prove the pattern of behaviors if it comes to, if your children are being hurt from a decision that they're making. If they're trying to give your kid a flu shot and you're saying that your kid gets sick from the flu shot, or if they're not giving your kid some type of medicine that was prescribed because the narcissist doesn't feel like they need it. The narcissist doesn't want your kid to have the medicine, basically. So they're making up lies and things of that nature. We're just going to have to challenge their beliefs and their thinking, guys. Your children may have some type of rashes or breakouts or some sicknesses or anything, and it keeps happening over and over again. And it's really frustrating. It's really driving you crazy, right? It's not fair that you have to deal with this, but the narcissist actually knows what they're doing, and it's a defense mechanism to preserve their ego. They want to be, and they're just abusing their power, basically. So just keep these doctors' notes, anything, guys, any type of evidence, do some research, ask your doctor to do some research for you, to print out some articles or something, because these individuals, they lack in, they are, they don't have much depth to them. This is just them being, evil people. They use, this lazy thinking, these lazy strategies. It's very lazy. So if you start analyzing it and challenging it, you'll notice when a narcissist gets quiet, they don't have much to say. It's because you really shut them down. So we're going to have to stand up. I know a lot of people say no contact, but if you have to do, to stand up for them, to fight for your rights, or some type of legal proceeding, you're going to have to back it up with a lot of evidence. And then if you can prove that they're hypocrites, that's the best thing. If you can prove that they have an issue and they're against that issue, like I said, say your child has something that the narcissist had. If you can prove that, that will shut them down completely, because they are hypocrites. They lie. They have like the mindset of kids. Say your kid, so you tell your kids, no, you can't have no cookies right now. You can't have any cookies right now. And they may feel like, I deserve cookies. I was good in school the last couple of days. But maybe you feel like their diet needs to be better. You don't want any sugar. And they take the cookies because they feel like they deserve to have the cookies. So narcissists are kind of like that. They feel like they deserve, or they have to do what they have to do. They deserve to be right, and they want to know it all. But they really don't. They don't have much depth. You know that. So, we're going to have to challenge their beliefs, guys. And it's hard to do that, because you're just thinking, why should I have to do all this? I don't deserve this. I have to fight with this person. I'm trying to take care of myself. My health issues, this is stressing me out. I have depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, all of these things that I'm going through because of this individual. And now I got to challenge all of these silly beliefs that they have, and they're hypocrites. It's not fair. I'm not saying that it's fair, guys, but you just have to be strong, survivors. You have to be strong. This is a hard battle, guys. This is a hard battle. You have to be strong. And the next generation, they're going to have to be strong, because I'm pretty sure these narcissists are breeding other narcissists. And I'm not calling your children narcissists. I'm just saying, guys, the pattern as a whole, some people may pass the personality disorder down, unfortunately. So just keep on spreading awareness, survivors. Make your own channels too, guys. Anybody that wants to, I encourage you. I will support you guys. We need all of this information out here, guys. Please, it's very important. Keep on spreading awareness. It's somebody that doesn't know about narcissistic personality. Somebody in your family may not know. Somebody may be dating one of these crazy, sneaky, abusive individuals. Somebody somebody out here that doesn't know. So please, guys, just keep on spreading awareness, and comment below, guys. Tell me what you think, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.